blessed to be surrounded by three very strong women. On December the 28th, I went to the doctor for a regular physical, and he said, "You doing all right?" I said, "Well, I've had a headache." He said, "Well, we got a CAT scan machine. Let's look." So I did. This is in Canyon, 13,000. I didn't even know they had a CAT scan there. He said, he came back in. He was a real good friend. And he said, "You got a brain tumor." January the 1st, I was on a flight to MD Anderson. January the 21st, I had a 10-hour surgery. We stayed down at Houston for 3 months, did 6 weeks of chemo and radiation, pretty much relocated. And we go back, we've been in April, we've been in June, we go back in August. Every 8 weeks we go back. The kind of cancer I've have is treatable, it's not so curable. You can look it up on the internet. I'm pretty sure God does not really care what Google says. So I don't go there anymore, but it's called glioblastoma, and it's stage 4. It's called the Terminator. So it's kind of a Hawkins deal. It's kind of the way I am. If you're going to go hard. So that's what I've got, and that's the fight I'm in. But your prayers have sustained me, and I can't thank you enough. And I can't tell you how you feel when you're on that side. And the other thing that's really, I told Daryl, it's a strange deal, but this has probably been the biggest blessing in my life. I mean, none of us are getting out of here alive. If you didn't know that, I'll help you. None of us are getting out of here alive. But I've been touched by so many people. We have so many friends and family and strangers praying for us. And being at MD Anderson was a blessing, because you get down there and no matter how bad you've got it, there's somebody that's got it worse. And we've met friends, you know, and you think you've got it bad. I met Andrew. He's a 19-year-old kid that's had brain cancer for 5 years. Always had a smile on his face. So it's blessed me beyond what I can tell you. And some of the things, and I'm going to finish up, I told Jay she's going to mark me. I'm a university guy, so I'm used to lecturing for 50 minutes at a time and giving a test. So I'm not going to do that. But God has touched me through you. And I don't know how to describe that, but you don't know how tough you are or how weak you are or whatever until you're in a corner. And he's been there for me. In fact, when I got the news, we went home, we called 2 preacher friends, and they came over. One anointed me with oil, the other prayed with us. And he said something I'll never forget. He said, "The Spirit knew about this before you or the doctors. The Spirit's got this." So when we got to Houston, I lost control of everything. I wasn't in charge of anything. And for a guy, guys, that's hard. I mean, Jay was driving me. I wasn't in charge of anything. And so when I got to the point, and I told Daryl yesterday, I call it the sweet spot. My sweet spot was when I just gave it up to God. I said, "God, this is yours. You help the doctors, whatever you want, I'm good with it, because I'm not in charge or control." And as soon as I got that, I got a level of peace I cannot explain, but it was good. To this day, I'm still not scared. I'm sad sometimes when I think about leaving a young wife as a bride. Now that bothers me, and my girls, but you know, I'm not through with the fight yet. That was one thing that came to me. The other was kind of an epiphany, and it was that God doesn't let any of us pick how long we're going to live or when we're going to die, but every day He lets us choose how we're going to live. Every day. And for me, since the diagnosis and all the terrible news and all, we've had good days and bad days, and I'm just a guy. There's nothing special about me. But I choose to live good. I have not had a bad day since December the 28th. You know, I'm blessed. I've got great family. I've got great friends. And I appreciate every day. And I think sometimes, I was telling Jay this, I think sometimes God shakes us a little bit to get our attention. And I think that's what He may have done to old Dino. And I'm blessed, and I appreciate Him shaking me. And I appreciate Him being in the fight with me to beat cancer. And I am going to beat it. So that's just it. And when I pray to God, I pray for 2 things, mainly for He look over my family, and that He makes me a better person tomorrow than I was today. And I pray for complete healing. I'm pretty bold in my prayer. I'm not going to limit God to what He can or cannot do. You know, I don't want to just kind of halfway get through this. I want to whip it and step it down, stomp on it. So anyway, thank you so much for your prayers, and I appreciate you, and I love each one of you. Thank you.